They played excellent, especially on those retakes. Sometimes you anticipate a jet flying high in the sky. This time it was jet and rays, so made life a little complicated in some of those situations. Obviously, we could have played those situations better, but at the end of the day, they had a really good game plan for some of those post-plan situations and create a lot of chaos for us. So yeah, credit goes out to them for how they played and their game plan, especially in those tight situations.
Thank you. Next question also goes to you, Fraud, from Diogo at VLRGG. What issues did PRX's Lotus comp cause that you weren't expecting?
I wouldn't say it was necessarily issues. Like I said in the previous question, it was probably those retake situations. I think that their comp was strong for the kind of players they had. Just made it a little bit more chaotic in those post-plan situations. And that's more merit to the individual player. You don't, sometimes see raises and jets flying like that and jumping in smokes, double satcheling in smokes and stuff like that. So they obviously had a good comp, something that suited their play style, and worked out for them. Obviously, we could have done a couple things better, but it is what it is. Sometimes you just gotta let it play out, and I'm sure you will learn from this and take it forward to our next match.
Thank you. Next question is to Sadak from Ganesh at Streif. This was Loud's first time playing PPRX. They have a very unique play style. Previously, a lot of IGLs have said it was really hard to adjust to them. From your perspective, how was your experience calling and facing PPRX?
Well, for sure, they have a unique way of playing the game, really aggressive. I think adjusting wasn't that difficult. I think playing against that kind of playstyle is a little bit more difficult because sometimes it feels like a 50-50. You're either gonna kill them or they're gonna kill you. So maybe it wasn't that hard to adapt, but it was more hard to counter it. But yeah, props to them because it's really unique and it's really hard to play against.
Thank you. Next question also goes to Sadak from Ganesh at Streif. You'll face EDG next. They have a similar play style. What would you change about today's game before facing them tomorrow?
We're gonna watch it and then I can answer to you because I don't know right now. We have to watch the VOD, see what we can improve and do better.
Thank you very much. We'll now transition to remote media questions. First question goes to Diogo at VLRGG.
Thank you. Cauãzinho, amanhã jogo contra a Edward, como acabaram de perguntar, eles eliminaram-vos em Tóquio. Quais é que são as suas expectativas para esse jogo e depois para o resto da lore, Barakat?
A gente só vai dar o nosso melhor, como todo jogo, e vai ser um jogo difícil. A China está evoluindo muito no Valorant, e com certeza vai ser um dos jogos mais difíceis que a gente vai ter nesse campeonato. A gente só vai dar o nosso melhor e estudar o jogo de hoje para vir mais forte. Acho que é isso.
Bem falado.
This question was towards Kawanzin, and he was asked what was his expectations for the next game. And he answered that it's gonna be perhaps a very hard game, but we're gonna be playing with our best. We're gonna study what we went through today and come up better tomorrow.
Thank you. Next question goes to Lucas, esports.net.
Boa tarde. O Sadak, queria explorar um pouco mais a pergunta que você respondeu sobre enfrentar PPRX, porque assim, pra gente que estava assistindo, deu para ver que eles eram um time bem imprevisível, com algumas táticas bem diferentes do que a gente é acostumado a ver tanto da Américas ou tanto do EMEA jogando. Queria saber se de você, uma pessoa que estava dentro lá da partida, como que foi enfrentar eles e o que você acha que foi a maior dificuldade de enfrentar um time assim, igual eles têm esse estilo deles de jogar?
Olha, sim, quizás taticamente eles jogam um jogo um pouco mais simples, mas mesmo com essa simpleza eles treinaram muito essa simpleza. Então, às vezes parece que sabemos que eles estão vindo, mas é difícil pará-los. E acho que essa foi a dificuldade que a gente teve, porque a leitura acho que estava muito bom. Nos 3 mapas tivemos uma leitura muito boa, só que né, a bala é na cara, né, o jogo de tiro mesmo. E quando não estava encaixando, não encaixa. E os caras, tipo, têm um estilo muito particular que parece que estão sempre tentando entrar no bombe, sabe? É muito caótico. E acho que é isso. Foi difícil, taticamente são simples, mas ao mesmo tempo um jogo difícil contra eles.
So this question was for Sadak, talking a little bit more regarding the debate that you guys had with PPRX. We watching from outside perhaps seemed like a very predictable like strategy here and there comparing to other matches that you guys already had. But we want to know how was it like to be there and what was the hard point for you guys to play against them? And Sadak just said that tactically, it was indeed a simple game, but they trained it very hard, that simple part. So like we would know that they were coming, but it was very hard for us to like just counter that and stop that. Overall, we had a very good read, and in the end, it's a game where like it's just like bullets across your skull. So they indeed had a very exquisite style of game, a very particular one. It was hard despite like being focusing on the simple tactical parts.
Thank you. Next question goes to Gabrielle.
Thank you, Gabriel, do GE da Globo. Minha pergunta vai para o Les. Eu queria entender um pouco da preparação de vocês para uma série como essa de playoffs e também que avaliação que você faz desse desempenho, considerando que nas duas séries de playoffs que vocês tiveram um primeiro mapa que vocês escolheram muito apertado, né? Hoje até foram derrotados, e aí no mapa de escolha do adversário, vocês ganharam com muita facilidade. Vocês acabam privilegiando mais a preparação para o mapa que vai ser escolhido pelo adversário? Como é que é? Queria que você fizesse um diagnóstico disso aí, desse fenômeno que se repetiu nesses dois jogos dos playoffs. Obrigado.
A gente se prepara muito vendo muita voz deles, sabe? Só que como eles são um time que jogaram muitos mapas parecidos, a gente acabou estudando muito a PIR deles, porque a gente sabia que eles iam picar a PIR, que era um mapa muito forte deles. Acabaram não picando PIR, deixaram de terceiro, mas mesmo assim a gente já tinha estudado bastante. E em relação ao nosso pique, é muito difícil dizer, sabe? Porque a gente não pode só picar um mapa que eles são ruins, sabe? A gente tem que picar um mapa que a gente é muito confortável. E esse é o caso da Lotus. Só que faz muito tempo que eles não jogam Lotus, sabe? Faz muito tempo mesmo. E quando eles jogaram era com o sexto player. Então a gente não tinha conteúdo deles, sabe? Não tinha como saber a composição, não tinha como saber o que eles gostavam de fazer. Então, obviamente, ia ser um mapa muito difícil, sabe? Quase fechamos, né? Tava 12-10. Mas foi questão de detalhes, porque realmente não tinha muito que a gente estudar deles. E a Split a gente conseguiu estudar deles, que já jogaram nesse campeonato, jogaram não lembro quando, mas a gente estudou e tinha um jogo muito parecido e a gente conseguiu estudar bem.
So this question was towards Les, and the reporter wanted to understand the preparation for playoffs like this and to hear somehow an evaluation from the match, since Loud ended up choosing a map that was a very tight fight, and in a map that the opponent won, that they ended up having the upper hand. So the journalist asked if Loud did prefer focusing on maps that the opponent was like usually picking, or what was the strategy. And Les said that we tend to prepare a lot analyzing their games, but overall, like the map picks, like we have like similar ones, but we focus it on their pure map. In the end, they didn't like ended up choosing being like a third. And regarding our side at Loud, we tend and we like to pick up like maps where we are comfortable playing, and therefore we went for Lotus. But because it has been a long time since they didn't play Lotus, we didn't have like much material to analyze, and overall it was hard. In the other one at Split, on the other one, despite they trying to catch up on Split, they had material to understand, and therefore they performed better.
Thank you very much. Next question goes to Raquel, Mais Esports.
Boa noite, não, né? Boa tarde para vocês, Raquel Ferreira aqui do Mais Esportes. A minha pergunta vai para o Les. Você estava tendo um desempenho assim muito bom durante o campeonato inteiro, né? A gente vem olhando isso. E eu queria saber, né, a sua posição assim como sentinela, controlador ali, qual a sua maior dificuldade, qual foi a sua maior dificuldade na Pérola, na Pearl?
Acredito que na PIR é um mapa muito difícil, né? Principalmente porque causa da composição diferente deles, né? Querendo ou não, é um Fênix, um Machete, eles entram de jeito muito agressivo no bombe. E acredito que a minha dificuldade principal foi jogar somando, jogar no retake, sabe? Porque eles tinham um retake muito coordenado, quando eu ia somar bombe junto com o meu time, eles estavam mirando as smokes, então acho que a minha dificuldade foi essa, sabe? Mas não é uma coisa que, poxa, joguei mal porque eu não matei 40, sabe? Eu tava bem, sabe? Só não tava encaixando tanto os rounds mesmo.
Obrigada.
This question was towards Les. Overall, you were having an amazing run over the champs, and we want to know about you as a sentinel and controller at Burrow. And Les said, like, I believe Burrow is a hard map, and due to the comp that they come up like with Phoenix and Jet entering aggressive was pretty hard to counter. But how just playing adding up, it was most focusing like on her retakes. But it wasn't something like, oh my god, I didn't kill like 40 like kills, and that means that I didn't play well. It was just overall like hard play.
Thank you. Next question goes to Wesley the Clutch.
Boa tarde, senhores. A pergunta vai ser para o Freud. Pegando o gancho do Diogo sobre o confronto contra a EDG, o tempo para vocês é um pouco escasso de preparação. Eu queria saber como vocês vão fazer para otimizar aí a preparação para esse duelo tão importante que vale a vida aí no Mundial.
Vamos trabalhar do mesmo jeito. Vamos comer algo, porque nadie comió hoje. Vamos empezar a estudar el otro time. No da muitas horas en el día, mas estamos preparados. Vamos a luchar por la vida de nos en el torneo. ¿Sabes? Hoy vamos a tomar el día entero para asistir a él, hacer un game plan y embora.
This question was for Fraud. Like, since you guys gonna be facing like ADG, like seems like there's no much time to prepare. So the journalists wanted to know how like they would be preparing as a team, and Fraud answered that he gonna be working hard as always. That they for sure gonna stop to eat something because they didn't have an opportunity to do it today, and then we'll start analyzing the other teams like game maps and voids. And Freud also said that he was ready and they Loud as a team gonna be fighting for their survival within the championship. They're gonna go back home to analyze their gameplay and try to be in a better position tomorrow.
Thank you. Next question goes to FD News.
Hi, well, my question is in Spanish, así que Mati, despertate. Bueno, viendo que tienen menos de 24 horas como para su para el enfrentamiento del lower bracket, ¿cómo sentís que llega el estado del equipo con respecto a tantos partidos en tan poco tiempo?
Y siempre fue un poco lamentable tener que jugar tantos partidos seguidos y perder. Parece que perder te penaliza más que ganar, pero bueno, es de la forma que está hecho. Y para mañana vamos a intentar reiniciar bien y prepararnos de la mejor forma posible, al mismo tiempo teniendo poco tiempo. Así que vamos a estudiar lo que dé y prepararnos de la mejor forma posible.
This question was towards Sadak. Like, since you guys seems like to have like 24 hours before the next game, how do you feel and what do you believe that would be a best way to be prepared for the next round? And Sadak said that it seems to be unfortunate that like you losing ends up making you play even more like games in a round as if it was a penalty. But we're gonna be like focusing on trying to reset for tomorrow and prepare as much as we can, studying what we can about the opponent.
Thank you. Next question goes to Baker.
Bueno, mi pregunta es en español, es para Sadak, desde selección de campeón. Bueno, me gustaría saber de pronto si consideras que hubo algún cambio en el equipo. Vimos un split que lo jugaron muy bien. Entonces quería saber si de pronto consideras que faltó algo entre el cambio de mapas que pudo haber afectado el desempeño del equipo.
No, creo que en el cambio de mapas no nos afectó. Ellos realmente estaban jugando bien, nosotros no pudimos parar toda la agresión que ellos plantearon en el mapa. Entonces, no, realmente fue mucho mérito de ellos. Creo que no nos faltó, no tuvimos una diferencia de split para Pearl, solamente que ellos jugaron diferente. Así que fue difícil para nosotros.
Ok, muchos éxitos en su próxima partida.
Gracias.
This question was for Sadak. We would like to know if you consider that there was like a change among the team when there was like a splitting between the maps and the division in between the maps. As if was there something missing when you guys were in that situation in between maps? And Sadak said, no, the change in maps didn't affect. We were playing very well. We just couldn't stop the way aggressively that they were getting in. In the end, it's merit for them. It wasn't a difference like from split to play. It was just hard for us to counter.
Thank you. And in the interest of time, we're going to move to on-site media questions. Does anyone have a question?
Hi, this is a question from the VALORANT competitive subreddit to Sadak. You typically drop a ghost for Aspas on pistol round. Is that your idea or his, and why do you do it?
He wants to buy a shield, so I'm the more selfless person, I would say. He's a selfish man.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
He's my friend, so that's why he drops me.
Any additional on-site media questions? All right, that concludes our press conference today with Loud. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All Mia.